Hi, good afternoon everybody. Alex here again. Today I'm with my master, Dr. David Swen. I've done a short interview with him and later on we are going to get him to answer some very tough questions on Feng Shui, right? I'm sure a lot of people wants to know more about Feng Shui and hence I got my master to just say a few words to you all. Okay, I hope you all enjoy it. If you got any questions, just put it in the comment section. We will answer it as soon as possible. Right? Thank you very much.
Well, how do I get into this or to become a Feng Shui master? Sincerely, I've never planned or think of it before. It all derives actually during my monkhood. There's a lot of devotees that came to me. They asked me for my help, so I start to help them by doing prayers, oil lighting, or these flower bathing things, to help them to boost their luck. But somehow, I get the response back after the shower from the devotees. They say that during that moment, when I do these prayer things for them, that particular month, they are going very good. But eventually after that month, the things going back as normal and a lot of things happen, a lot of bad things happen to them. So I was thinking, what is the call that actually struck their life or their luck, to change them into that kind of positions? I believe in karma, so I always tell them, try to be good, work out good, that sort of things. So in repayment of the karma system, right? So what happened is actually, after that, I keep, trying to find out more and more answer. How do I really go and do and help people that their luck can last and prolong better and also longer? So from that moment, every night, I will just go as routine work, my prayer in front of the Buddha, and also I will go for meditations. So one night, during the meditation times, before that I've asked this question to Lord Buddha. I say, well, these are the things happen. The people come in to me and tell me that, the luck turns back after the flower bathing or whatever, after that month. So I try to ask Buddha, is there any way that they can prolong, their life or their luck go better? So from there on, one night, during meditation, there's one voice came to my ear, tell me that, look into the land. The answer is there. Then the words from that, whatever, that come around, just vanish like that. So after the meditation, I have a puzzle, it's like, wow, well, who is that person who's telling me this? The voice that I hear so clearly in my mind. And it's like what they're telling me is like looking to the land, and he has got a strong tie that connect with what the question that I'm asking for. I was like guessing all the time, don't know whether it's this or that or whatever, what is the voice coming from? Where is the voice coming from? And what is actually they are trying to tell me. So what happened is, I have no choice, but I have to get 2 coins. After burning 3 joysticks, and I toast these 2 coins to ask Buddha again. I say, is it because what they are trying to tell me is strongly related with land? Is actually, you're talking about landform or maybe Feng Shui things. Because the words that comes to me is in Hokkien. He just tell me that quantity te means looking at the land. So I was like puzzled, I was like no specific answer. So I tossed this coin in front of Buddha 3 times, and I got the information from this coin. It's 1 positive, 1 negative, means it's yes. So I tell this Lord Buddha, I say, well, if you're talking about this, that strongly connected with land, it's actually about landform Feng Shui, then you guide me through to meet the master. Well, those days when I started to learn Feng Shui, it's not like now. We can't get it in Facebook to know any masters. Okay, we don't have chance to really go and find a good master only through recommendation or through somebody that can help you. But I still remember back in 1991, I was with a friend. Her name is Audrey. She is very, very keen in learning San Yuan Xuan Kong Facing, those flying star system. And she wanted to learn this flying star from a master called Benny Call. So she asked me to accompany her. I said, I don't want to have no interest. But she insisted, say, never mind, I pay for your class, you just help me, come accompany me to the class. So that's where I ended up with her to learn this San Yuan Xuan Kong Facing. But however, because that moment I don't have the intention to, to really go and touch this, and I don't really believe in this. Okay, so I never really have the heart to really go and, polish up the lesson and everything. So what happened that after the events when the toast of the coin telling me that I have to go back and to do this research, I prayed to Lord Buddha and I asked him, please guide me. The only master that I know of is back in 1991, that this master who teach this San Yuan Xuan Kong Fei Sing, the flying star. Okay? If you want me to go into this, let me have the affinity to meet back the master, because I have long gone missing the master phone number, there's no contact anymore. Alright, so what happened is, after that, you know what? It was a surprise, a total surprise that really shocked me. 1 week exactly after the request from Buddha, that master walked into my temple and looking for me. So I was in shock. I said, how do you get to know that, you can come to this temple out of all so many temples? But he just says that he received a news that there's a Chinese monk who is good in like doing prayer, all this thing. He wanted to visit this monk from Malaysia, this Chinese monk. So that's what happened. He came down all the way to find me. I still remember that time I asked him, you still teach your San Yuan Xuan Kong Fei Sing? He said yes. Then I asked him to help me. Whether can you help me to teach me back whatever that I've left. Then he says, okay. And I still remember that after his lesson, he presented me a San Yuan Luo Pan. Alright? And that moment, I start to do and help people with the rope freely. Whoever that comes in, after the prayer, everything, I will just help them go in their house, doing this San Yuan Xuan Kong Fei Sing with the flying star system, whatever, to help them all the way. In fact, per day, it's about 4 or 5 cases, one after another. Yeah. So I came down, went back to the temple, there will be another car fetching me to go over to another house to do it. So this is what happened. Alright? So eventually when I go further and further, I start to find out there's lots of missing sectors. Okay? Missing parts of Feng Shui. Especially one day when somebody brought this pakwa mirror. Went to the temple, asked me to hoi kong, to do some blessing, hocus on this pakwa mirror. So I was looking at the lines of the pakwa. I was thinking, what is all about? I'm sure there will be an answer for that. Okay, so the same goes before I hoi kong. I went to Buddha and I asked Buddha, these are all the lines that I see, right? I'm sure there is meaning inside. Can you lead me to a good master that can guide me through this? Eventually, 1 week, again, 1 week after, there was one of the devotee that comes to the temple and tell me that there is a master that is good at this one. He's coming over and he is meeting him. So I say, oh, like that lah. Can you fetch me over to go and see him as well? So maybe we can, from there I can get some knowledge from him and how do I go and do it, So he said, yeah. So just happened that I went to the master and I signed up the course. I remember that time the course is not very expensive. When I started, the first class was 2002. But back in many years ago, that's quite a lot, okay? So eventually when I go higher and higher, I don't have money. Because why? As monk, we don't have money. So I have to speak to the temple committee to say whether it should collect some fund for me to go and further my studies. Okay? So eventually they come up with a scheme that, okay, everybody who wanted your consultation, they want to bring you over there, they have to pay a small amount of money. I remember that time, it was like 380 for a house. Because when you talk about donation, last time, they just put 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, all these things, So, but it couldn't cover my expenses on my classes. So, as I go on further and further, they start to raise the price. From there, the committee helped me out. I really went further and further. I even went to China, I went to Taiwan. I learned from lots of masters. In fact, I've got 11 masters from day one until today. Okay, so I have gone through Flying Star classes, I've gone through the San Yuan classes, I've gone through the Sumner classes, everything. Until the moment the last moment before I disrobe. The reason I disrobe is because I was invited by foreigners to Hong Kong, to China, the sort of things, that sort of places. Then what happened is actually, I feel that because with the robe on, it's very uncomfortable, especially when there's no temple or there's no place for you to stay, So you have to put yourself into the, like hotels and all these things. So it was like, with the robe on, you're staying in a hotel, people might think of you, don't know what are you, that sort of thing. So I was so upset in such a manner. But I know this thing have to carry on because I got this signal that I have to carry on, in order to help more people. All right, so what happened is, eventually, I asked my head of my monk, this is the Praku, I said, can I disrobe? They say, what is the reason? I say, very simple. After the 8 years that I've been as a monk, I asked for the moment to disrobe. I say because I have to travel, okay? But I can just carry on with my daily routine of work like meditation and also chanting and everything lah. But somehow, because of due to the inconveniences, so I'm asking for this, begging for that to go off, But all the old monk there, they actually, they feel, what a pity, because you are a good monk, you are there, you have been doing so much thing. And one of the Praku also told me, if you did not disrobe 50 over years old, you'll be a very powerful monk as well, okay? But I tell them, my heart. I know there's a lot of things that I have to go through because from meditation on and off, I keep hearing things that it asks me to go through. I have to carry on some tasks in my life. So that's the reason I end up to become a Feng Shui master, which is unexpectedly.